By now, you've heard about the agility, cost efficiency, and flexibility of Nucor's high-strength A913 steel, AOS. But how are today's steel experts using this revolutionary material to turn their visions into real-world architectural marvels? Let's zoom in to the heart of New York, where WSP USA and its design partners are constructing the innovative 66 Hudson Boulevard skyscraper, also known as the Spiral. It's one of several massive construction projects underway using AO steel.
66 Hudson is a super high-rise building. It's a little over 1,000 foot tall. It's 66 stories. The gravity system is a steel frame structure with composite steel beams working together with the concrete metal deck and slab.
Every building we do, of course, begins with the architecture. And the architecture in this building is the spiral. This building does not have a typical floor. It has 66 unique floors with unique structure on each of those floors, and that sets it a world apart structurally, and the terraces set it a world apart architecturally.
With nearly every floor of 66 Hudson uniquely impacted by the spiral feature, engineers faced a colossal challenge, coming up with a structural system that would meet the project's technical requirements while accommodating its architectural vision.
The lateral system, of course, is really the primary challenge in a super tall like this. And the lateral system is composed of a brace core. In this case, it's a cast-in-place concrete shear wall system within the core. Outside the core, it's a 100% steel frame, composite concrete on metal deck. But the core is utilizing a system that's called steel first. So embedded within the core is a steel structure that runs ahead of the concrete shear wall system by approximately 12 to 14 floors ahead of the concrete shear wall system. So what you have in the end result is a 14-story steel building on top of a concrete core that's constantly rising as the erection proceeds. So it's almost two buildings in one.
WSP needed a material capable of meeting these complex design requirements. That's when they turned to Nucor's A913 steel, AOS.
It definitely gave us a benefit, overall benefit to the project. Obviously, the grade 65 steel and the great ductility of the properties allowed us quite a bit of cost savings and tonnage savings.
The alternatives, of course, are 100% cast-in-place concrete, which is much more difficult to modify in the future, and that's why we typically go with steel. Steel is high strength compared to other materials, so you put together the flexibility and the strength of the material and the ability to modify, it delivers the better product.
As a gigantic piece of commercial real estate, one of 66 Hudson's functions is to provide tenants with enough open space for a multitude of day-to-day business operations in an uncrowded environment. To accomplish this, engineers opted for high-strength steel for its flexibility and spatial economy.
The demands of the tenants are such that they have to have not just column-free space, but space that's flexible. The steel makes this building flexible enough to accomplish this need in a relatively easy way.
In addition to its strength and flexibility, AOS provided two other important project benefits: domestic sourcing and sustainability.
Reliability is an important and a big issue. And having the steel come from a domestic source, a well-known domestic source, where we can be confident about the materials and the properties, etc., makes a world of a difference. Steel is a very sustainable material because it's sourced from recyclable material, typically speaking.
Steel is really 100% recyclable. Using less material is always beneficial to the environment.
So what's our expert's final verdict on AOS for high-rise projects?
AOS Grade 65 allowed us to not only reduce the tonnage, but also helps the architecture and the layout, and really the owner benefits from having better interior and smaller column sizes.
If you do the math, you'll see it becomes obvious that the tonnage per square foot on a building of this size is quite economical at the number it's at. And obviously that's due in large part to the significant savings by using the AO steel.
High-grade steel is going to be the future of the industry. We would definitely recommend using AOs for new projects.
What's become obvious is when we begin the design on a new project, one of the early phone calls should be to Nucor and understand what's available when, so we could incorporate it without any second thought. Knowing that the material's readily available in such a variety of shapes and knowing from day one in the design process is a big plus.
Build lighter, stronger, and faster with AOS. To learn more about AOS and contact our team, go to nucor.com/AOS.